Artavasdes II, reigning from 55 to 34 BC, was a pivotal figure in Armenian history. He was a king caught in the crossfire between two powerful empires, Rome and Parthia, and his reign was marked by shifting alliances, betrayals, and ultimately tragedy. Artavasdes II was born into a lineage of power. His father was Tigranes the Great, a ruler who had expanded the Armenian kingdom to its greatest extent, encompassing vast territories and challenging the might of Rome itself. His mother, Cleopatra of Pontus, was the daughter of Mithridates VI, the formidable king of Pontus who had waged a long and bitter war against the Romans. Artavasdes II inherited a kingdom that was still a significant player on the geopolitical stage, a buffer zone between the expanding Roman Republic and the Parthian Empire to the east. From the very beginning of his reign, Artavasdes II was faced with difficult choices. In 54 BC, the Roman general Marcus Licinius Crassus, seeking glory and riches, launched a campaign against the Parthians. Artavasdes II, initially an ally of Rome, saw the danger posed by the Parthian cavalry and advised Crassus to take a safer route through the Armenian highlands. He even offered Crassus a substantial force of 10,000 cavalry and 30,000 infantry as reinforcements. Crassus, however, blinded by ambition and a sense of Roman superiority, arrogantly dismissed this advice and marched his legions straight into the Mesopotamian desert. The result was a disaster for the Romans. At the Battle of Carrhae, the Parthian horse archers, led by the brilliant general Sorain, annihilated Crassus' army, killing Crassus himself and sending shockwaves through the Roman world. This defeat exposed the limitations of Roman military might and the resilience of the Parthian Empire. Meanwhile, the Parthian king, Orodes II, seized the opportunity presented by the Roman defeat at Carrhae to invade Armenia. Caught between a weakened Rome and an emboldened Parthia, Artavasdes II was forced to make a difficult decision. He chose to switch sides and forge an alliance with his former enemies, the Parthians. To solidify this new partnership, Artavasdes II agreed to give his sister in marriage to Orodes II's son, Pacorus I. This alliance, while strategically necessary, marked a significant shift in Armenia's foreign policy and placed Artavasdes II in a precarious position. In a scene that perfectly captures the drama and brutality of the era, the news of Crassus' defeat and death reached the Armenian court, while Orodes II and Artavasdes II were watching a performance of Euripides the Bacchae. To add to the macabre spectacle, Crassus' severed head was brought in and used as a prop in the play. This shocking event served as a stark reminder of the volatile political landscape and the ever-present threat of violence. The alliance with Parthia, however, did not last. The death of Pacorus I in 38 BC strained relations between the two kingdoms. When the Roman general Mark Antony embarked on his own Parthian campaign in 36 BC, Artavasdes II saw an opportunity to once again shift allegiances. He pledged his support to Antony, providing him with a formidable force of 6,000 cavalry and 7,000 infantry. He even persuaded Antony to attack his enemy, Artavasdes I of Media Atropatene. This period highlights the complexities of ruling a kingdom situated between two powerful empires. As evidenced by the geopolitical challenges faced by Armenia throughout its history, Artavasdes II had to constantly assess the balance of power and make calculated decisions to ensure the survival of his kingdom. However, Antony's campaign, like that of Crassus before him, ended in failure. Artavasdes II, fearing Parthian retribution for his renewed alliance with Rome, abandoned Antony and his beleaguered forces. This decision, while seemingly pragmatic, would have dire consequences for Artavasdes II and his kingdom. Artavasdes II's abandonment of Antony enraged the Roman general. In 34 BC, Antony, seeking revenge for the perceived betrayal, launched a surprise attack on Armenia. In a cunning move, Antony sent his friend Quintus Dellius to Artavasdes II with a seemingly conciliatory offer, a betrothal between Antony's 6-year-old son Alexander Helios and one of Artavasdes II's daughters. This was a calculated ploy to lure Artavasdes II into a false sense of security. Artavasdes II, however, was wary of Antony's intentions and refused the offer. This refusal further angered Antony, who then proceeded to invade Armenia. He summoned Artavasdes II to Nicopolis under the pretense of discussing a new campaign against Parthia, but this was merely a trap. When Artavasdes II, sensing treachery, failed to appear, Antony marched on the Armenian capital Artaxata and captured the king. This episode reveals the personal dilemmas faced by Artavasdes II as he navigated the treacherous world of ancient power politics. He was forced to make difficult choices, often with limited information and under immense pressure. His attempts to maintain Armenia's independence in the face of Roman and Parthian ambitions ultimately led to his downfall. Artavasdes II was taken to Alexandria in Egypt as a prisoner. There he was paraded in golden chains through the streets in Antony's triumphal procession, a humiliating spectacle for a king who had once been the greatest of them all. This public humiliation was a deliberate act by Antony to assert Roman dominance and to punish Artavasdes II for his perceived betrayal. Artavasdes II's final act of defiance was to refuse to prostrate himself before Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt and Antony's lover. This act of courage, born out of a deep sense of pride and a refusal to submit to his captors, sealed his fate. In 31 BC, after Antony and Cleopatra's defeat at the Battle of Actium, Cleopatra ordered Artavasdes II's execution. His head was sent to his old enemy, Artavasdes I of Media Atropatene, as a gruesome gift. Even in captivity, Artavasdes II demonstrated remarkable resilience and a commitment to his principles. His refusal to bow to Cleopatra was a testament to his unwavering spirit and his enduring belief in the sovereignty of Armenia. Artavasdes II was not only a king embroiled in political turmoil but also a man of culture and learning. He was fluent in Greek and a writer of tragedies and histories. This intellectual side of Artavasdes II is significant in the context of the Hellenistic influence on Armenia during his reign. Armenia under the Artaxiad dynasty experienced a flourishing of Hellenistic culture, with advancements in architecture, literature, and the arts. Artavasdes II, with his own contributions as a scholar and writer, played a role in this cultural exchange. From a wife whose name is unknown, he had two sons, Artaxias II and Tigranes III, and a daughter who possibly married King Archelaus of Cappadocia. These details add a human dimension to the narrative of Artavasdes II's life, reminding us that he was not just a king, but also a father and a family man whose life was tragically impacted by the political events of his time. Artavasdes II's reign was a tumultuous period in Armenian history, marked by shifting alliances and conflicts with powerful empires. He navigated a complex geopolitical landscape, facing challenges from both the Romans and the Parthians. Despite his efforts to maintain Armenia's independence, he ultimately fell victim to the machinations of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. His capture, humiliation, and execution marked a tragic end for a king who had sought to preserve his kingdom's sovereignty in a world dominated by larger powers. Artavasdes II's story is a reminder of the challenges faced by smaller kingdoms caught between competing empires. His life highlights the importance of political maneuvering, diplomacy, and strategic decision-making in a world where alliances can shift quickly and betrayal can have fatal consequences. His story also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of ambition and the human cost of political conflict. Despite his tragic end, Artavasdes II remains a significant figure in Armenian history. He is remembered for his efforts to maintain his kingdom's independence, his cultural achievements as a scholar and writer, and his unwavering spirit in the face of adversity. His life and reign offer valuable lessons about leadership, political strategy, and the enduring power of human resilience.